And I walked in one day on a sunny afternoon, just casually thinking about nothing and how great my life was. And one of my supervisors, chaplains, approached me and says, "Hey, I've got a couple I want you to meet." And I'm like, "I don't do things like that anymore." And he said, "No, this is a couple, and they're looking for some people who want to be in a play." Oh, and I'm thinking about exposure, and I'm thinking about how cute I can be, and I said, "Great, I'm ready to meet them." And then I met them. And I almost changed my mind.
Two brothers.
They're two brothers.
They all know. Actually, there's more than two.
Well,
The
these two
And
are credited for funding
both
Right.
parties.
both parties.
So what happened is basically about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, there's a thing called Citizens United. Citizens United basically said that, hey, guess what? If you're a fucking corporation, you can put as much money as you want.
Non-profit. So they become non-profit.
You can be a yes, I understand, but any group can put as much. Well, it's not technically correct.
So I remember that first production, The Birds. Wow. Something that really spoke to my personality. I became a peacock. And then they helped me become a peacock. And we walked around and we did drills, and they actually got on my nerves a lot of the times. And that's the thing. I did not understand where they were going. I don't think a lot of times they knew where they were going. But anyway, it all worked out in the end, and we did we did a couple of productions in some really, really cheap, good venues. Everything about The Birds. The Birds was political in a sense. It was political in a sense, and I did not come to understand it until, I guess, maybe the events were in play in the world, in the news. But it was based on Aristophanes. And
Yeah, well, right now, ass kick.
I'm not resisting.
But this ain't
I can't
Stop
breathe.
resisting.
I can't
Try
breathe.
to do your beat.
I can't breathe.
Whoa.
But if you're a bird, this would never happen to you.
it was very, very cultured. Okay, and so I think it gave me the introduction to what that life was all about. Because I started reading Greek plays, I think, after that, and I actually want to do Othello. If you're out there, hello, hi. I want to do Othello. Thank you. That's my little pitch for whoever sees this. I mean, I think Othello was a Moor. Oh, anyway, I'm digressing again. I know I was asked about how the play was going by wonderful shout out to Michael McIntyre, and he was my chaplain at that time, and so he always knew that I was going to be very transparent with him about how things were going, and he encouraged me not to quit, because I think that was July. July was summer. I was looking real nice, and I was like, I can't do this in the afternoon. I need to be somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But he encouraged me not to quit, and they were just not aware of what was going on.
I'm gonna be down.
Son of a bitch.
Never again.
Shit.
Never again will I be bound. Take to the sky, I'm flying free. Yeah. Never again will I look down. No. Take to the sky and I shall soar. Yeah.
I had a good friend of mine, shout out to Will Bikes, and Michael Zendejas. I had two good friends of mine that came, and I was very happy that people from the mission actually came to the production at the Vortex. They enjoyed the production. A couple of them said they ain't never heard so much cussing in all their life. And I said, well, if you want to hear some more, hit me on a Saturday morning. No, but they enjoyed it. They were, of course, not prepared to receive that kind of artistic, you know, production inside of the confines of a Christian mission, you know.
All my bird sisters and brothers, middle feather in the air when I say motherfucker.
Motherfucker!
Nah, motherfuck you too. You won't be putting my ass in no goddamn zoo.
Motherfucker!
The pump after the curve, this ain't Sesame Street, and I'm not Big Bird, no motherfucker. Goddamn happy.
Run, city yourself! Bird! Run, city yourself! Party army!
But I think that they appreciate what happened because it helped us grow as people. It helped us actually decide what kind of lives we wanted to live, you know, and we were able to contrast and compare who we are now to who we wanted to be.
Hear them crying, let my people go. So go down Moses, down in Egypt, and tell old Pharaoh, let my people go.
And then I think I was immediately thrust into a position with a group of young people who I tell you what, I admire them so much. And they are resilient, and they are fighters, and they are winners. And that was with Fact, Family, and Gap. And I just a wonderful group of young people. And we were in another production. Let's see, that was Daroka's Curious Journey, I think it was. Beautiful, just energetic, singing and dancing, you know, that's right up my alley anyway. So, and it was wonderful. And then I started working with Fact Family. We started doing workshops. But I got to see stages of autism. I got to see different kinds of autism. And I felt very, very fortunate because they trusted me and I had to trust them. You know, and I became a much more sensitive person. You know, and you know, now you can't label somebody for me because I've already seen, I've already seen for myself what it is. So now you can't label somebody for me and tell me what they are until I actually have an experience with them. Where was I at? Yes. So Jesus 911, a production which drew really, really big names. I don't want to mention the names. But it drew a lot of names, a lot of excitement. It was, I think it was just very, very, very heavily supported. And of course, we had a lot of skeptics. We had a lot of critics, internal critics. But I think we proved to them that not only are we about music, we're also about a message, and that message is contained inside of the hearts of each individual. It's almost an individual thing when it starts, and it becomes corporate, global, and universal in its end. So it's how different people from different walks of life, from different experiences in life can come together, and there be one complete message, something that goes out to the masses that people can identify with. We're always about identifying because we're all different, and we're all come from different walks of life and have different experiences. There are millionaires that we know, and then there are paupers, and they're homeless. We have people who are at the top of their food chain, and then we have people who can't even eat. They don't know anything about a food chain, and with all those many different experiences and collective, and when we come together, there's always one message that we can We're here. We're not going anywhere. We speak. We have a voice. We make our needs known.
Satan had me bound in my mind everywhere, but Jesus brought me out, turned my life around. Now I am so free. Oh, now I am so free. 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 So free. Now I am so free.
Then moving on to Jesus 911 or whatever. Whatever we did.
It was Holiday Miracles. I think. Or no, Holiday.
Everything's a miracle.
Holiday Skid Row. That was the. Because it was Christmas in Skid Row, but we couldn't call it, so it was Christmas in Skid Row, Holiday in Skid Row.
Someone who was there, please call us 555-55-55 and let us know exactly what it was, because all of us here are getting older and our memories are fading fast.
No, but that's.
Jesus. Oh, what a wonderful child. Jesus. Santa Claus is Pentecostal. That's all we say. Jesus.
I lived in Greensboro all of my formative years up until I guess maybe I was about 22, 23. And then when I left Greensboro, I went to...
And why did you leave Greensboro?
Why did I leave Greensboro? My father had passed away. I think one of the things that held me in Greensboro so long is because after Daddy got sick, I felt like I was needed, But I was a really rebellious, I was nothing like them, I'll tell you that much. My parents are very docile. My parents were very docile and very conservative. Okay, I'm from a conservative Baptist family. We don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't dip, we don't chew, and we don't run with those who do. And I just wasn't like that. I drank, I smoked, I dipped, I chewed, and so a whole bunch of other stuff, And so after my father, passed away, I was not as connected with my mother at the time. So I thought that was my ticket to leave. I wanted to be adventurous. I wanted to go experience some things, outside of Greensboro, and away I went. And it was from Greensboro to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Florida, from Florida to California, and that's how.
Why'd you move out to LA from Florida?
Well, I was in the position. I was bored, and I was stuck, and I was in a rut, and Florida just wasn't going to be it for me, And I didn't want to go to Atlanta because I'd already been there. I certainly wasn't going to go back to Greensboro, because I knew how that was. I wasn't going to stay where I was at, so I decided that I put New York and California in a, I think I wrote them on 2 pieces of paper, and I shook it up in a hat, and I pulled out LA, which of course I wanted to be in New York, but I pulled out LA. So I thought to myself, so this is like maybe February. This is like February 2000, maybe 2000, 2001, somewhere along in there. So I said to myself, I'll go to LA, and if I don't like it by September, I will leave, And I remember waking up the morning of 9/11, and I thought to myself, well, I guess I'll stay. You know what I'm saying? Because I was supposed to be in New York at least before the winter, because, so I could find a job and, get housing straightened out. So, yeah, I remember waking up 9/11 and then looking at all that, going on in New York. And I said, I guess I'll stay. And I think it was about a couple of years later is when, you know, things really went south. Bad relationships, bad investments, bad choices, you know, bad people, no solutions, no kind of, I don't know. There's a couple of crazy things that went on in my life. And fortunately for me, there was a lot of resources, one of which being the Union Rescue Mission, and wonderful people down there.
What year was that when you were living there? Started living there?
I'm going to say 2011 through 2014.
This world is full of pain and woe. I'm gonna build me a wall and be at rest. Sometimes I don't wanna be here no more. Then I will build me a wall and be at rest. I'm gonna build me a wall. You know that I'm gonna build me a wall. I'm gonna build me a wall. I'll build me a wall and be at rest. Comes out of a Southern tradition, Southern Baptist, you know, comes out of the Black experience. You know, we're always looking for rest. People who are downtrodden and people who are, you know, discriminated against, and people who have a lot of particular troubles, you know, fitting in mainstream society, which could be any of us based on ethnicity or, you know, sexual identity or class, you know, or religion. It could be any of us. And you're always looking for the place of, from the transition from the place of tribulation and toil and sorrow and all that to the place of rest. All is time, yeah, 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 all is right. Round yon virgin, mother and child. Hold the infant soul tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Y'all got that? Run, city yourself. Bird. Run, city yourself. Party army. Yo.